What's up? Welcome. Sorry, it looks like I'm carrying you like you're a little baby. Like you're a little baby. I'm Rob. Hit subscribe, hit notification bell. I gotta go up that way. Let me take you over here. Let's go take a look at stuff. It was weird. I was trying to schedule this live. Maybe I will schedule it. Maybe I'll go do something and then come back. I want to take you for a quick look. I want to give you a peek at something. Number one, hold on. Check this out. What a beautiful, look at that garage. Center block. They're redoing this house in Salem. Look at how cool it looks. Look at that. Look at that. Looks so awesome. One of the oldest cemeteries. Charter Street. Oh, this is not the name. Go to my old videos. This is not the name. Oh, all the tourists ruined this place. God damn. This is not the name. It used to be called the Burying Point. Maybe that wasn't an official name, but not Charter Street Cemetery. Bogus. Boo. Boo. I don't support that. Anyways, hello. Welcome. Oh, that bummed me out hardcore. I didn't know they changed the name of this cemetery. I haven't been here in years. Haven't been here in a long time. Look at how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Love that. What flag is that? Anybody know? Anybody know what flag that is? What's up, CJ? Seek? Here, let me go to the other side. Let me not get hit by a car. And go to the other side so I can show you the ancient home in its entirety. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? If you go to my old videos, you can see that, what it used to look like. It was, yeah, my early cemetery videos, CJ. If you go to them, you can see what this used to look like. Oh my God, it looked like garbage, rubbish. And now it looks absolutely incredible. I like the color scheme too. It's very bipolar colonial. I think that's the official term. I love the brick. It was very bipolar colonial. All right, we're going to talk about the water wars. We're going to talk about Donald Trump's layoffs. Layoffs? The biggest layoffs since that little sickness that went around America. The biggest layoffs since that sickness, since at least 5 years ago, at least. I wonder what it's like to live in a brick house. Anybody know? I know you're safe from big bad wolves. I know that if you live in one of these, the brick homes. There will be no huffing and puffing. The old bipolar colonial Zeke like that. It's can't really figure out the color scheme. Oh, you can see the side of the house. See the side of the house? It's old balls. All right, highest layoffs. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to the news in France, but look at that. Private. I wonder if that's a last name or that just means keep out. Ooh, here, let me show you this. Let me show you some of the chef's kiss, mass holia. Let me show you this, all right? You want to see a nice little walkway? Huh? You paying attention? Hit that like button. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Get him on. There we go. Almost hit me. You flipped me off. Fuck yourself. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? Echo! Oh, you CJ, the cemetery near old Johnny Adams' house back up in the hills. That was a crazy cemetery. And yeah, his house is still preserved there. It is small, I'll tell you that. There's some oh, do they got vendors happening? I got some errands to do and I don't want to deal with vendors. Ugh. This is a cool little setting, little backdrop, right? But yeah, CJ, that was that cemetery went for ages back into the forest. It was magical. And if you're wondering what CJ's talking about, I do graveyard explorers late at night, but it was scary going by myself, just to be honest. And I kept asking people, like family and friends, would you come with me to a graveyard all by myself? And they said no. So it was freaky trying to do it. Suburban gentrified Rob. Don't gentrify, don't gentrify. Let's hit some news titles. Did you see the bribery? You know, remember when Tim Apple gave Donald Trump that huge brick of gold? Were you wondering why? Because they got their tariffs pushed off. That's why this is how politics works, folks, just in case you're wondering, in case you're new to the country, this is how politics works. They hand him some shitty piece of glass on a, you know, what was it, 24 karat, 1 pound block of gold. And then Trump's like, oh yeah, tariffs, we'll push those off for you, Apple. If you're not paying attention to the French news, you should. This news, they are taking, I don't know who in France, but they're taking Nestle to court over, well, this isn't the story, hold on. But I wanted to show you this. And again, everything I planned to talk about, link down below. But this was just a accoutrement, as the French say, to the news story. This is it. Consumer group files complaint against, oh, no. This is another story that, there's a bunch of stories going on in France with Nestle. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Rob. I do a live stream every weekday. I'm your official YouTube vibe coach. Back in the day, these like 20-something-year-old girls on MySpace would say they were life coaches. And I thought, you can't be a life coach. You're 20, you're 22, 23 at the most. But I thought, damn, that's a good idea. And capitalism is rife for the grifting. So I call myself a vibe coach in satirity. That's comedy, satirical comedy, satirity. But where is the French story? No, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about let's please replace all of the, here's the story. Let's replace all the CEOs with AI. And there was an article by Futurism which said experts agree, so link down below. But this is the story I was talking about. French report links Nestle bottled waters to record microplastic contamination. Plastic is in our body, folks. And when I was reading this, I thought, well, the French, like, you know, they're pretty renowned for their food, for their human rights, for their workers' rights. And if the French, if Nestle's getting away with this in France land, then I can only imagine what Nestle's doing here in the America. Joshua Mall, dude, this is what I've been looking for. Well, dude, I'm glad you're here, Joshua. AI is too much A, not enough I. Run. Justin, chicks, I never drink on plastic. Oh, my friend, but you do. If you ever buy Nestle, do not buy Nestle. You're drinking their plastic, because there was another report that I wanted to share with everybody. So this is down in the thing, down in the description below. But this other report was just, it's terrifying, because they say majority of French bottled water brands contaminated by microplastics. You're buying bottled water to what? Drink something not contaminated, I guess. And guess what? If it's happening in France, you better believe they got more lax regulations and laws here in America because of those libertarians and the Republicans where they're like, less government. It's like government regulates so they can't make you drink plastic. What was it, Joshua Mall? Was it Joshua Mall? Yeah, Joshua Mall. What have you been looking for, if I can just ask? Just curious, what have you been looking for? And if you're new here, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Again, I am Rob, your official vibe coach here on YouTube, and we joke about the news because the news is a joke. We do news commentary. I call it newsmentary. Leslie Mason, replace CEOs just because you never built anything doesn't mean they need to be replaced. Chill out. Leslie Mason, I love that you're bootlicking for CEOs. If you're unaware, they're trying to replace everyone with AI. And I say, why not start with the most expensive? The people who cost the most. Hold on, is this it? No. Where's the article? Oh, never forget. Never forget. Okay? Never forget. Where's the futurism? Oh, here we go. This is from the futurism article I linked down below. The former director of MIT's Computer Science Lab and AI Lab, Anant Agarwal, told the newspaper, my first instinct is they would say, replace all employees but not me. But I thought more deeply and say 80% of the work that a CEO does can be replaced by AI. But the bigger part is if corporations are all in it for the shareholders, right? The customer doesn't matter anymore. The worker doesn't matter anymore. They're trying to replace it with robots, which I'm fine with. That's why we created robots. In case you guys got lost in the mix or lost the plot of the point of the plot to this movie is robots should do all our work. Go look at the Jetsons. That dude worked for like an hour a week and he had robots doing everything else, walking his dog. But that's the whole point. Somehow CEOs have convinced you to think that, I don't know, robots are supposed to replace you and your life's supposed to suck. Like, no, you're supposed to go create art, write poems. But Leslie, you're bootlicking for these people that take huge compensation packages, make horrible mistakes. Like, look at Elon Musk and Tesla. He tanked that company and then just got, because basically he's rigged the shareholders board meeting. He got a $29 billion pay package. He wasn't even there for 6 months and got $29 billion. So stop bootlicking for him. You know, act accordingly, folks. Hold on. I'm missing the chat. So your position is steal from people because they're doing better than me. Show Sean. Oh, I'm so glad you could join us. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, but stop saying stupid shit. Just stop, you know. Saying that if we're gonna look at replacing people, right, with AI, like I thought it was hilarious that coders, the people who write code for computers, are some of the first to be replaced. Why? Because that's what AI is doing. That's what they taught AI to do. But to not look at, and really, on a realistic level, what these CEOs do, the choices they make. And I think it was back in 2014 when I was on the radio, I talked about McDonald's CEO tanked the company, was tanking McDonald's, you could look this up, got a huge golden parachute of millions of dollars to be let go. And that cost the company, the consumer, the people that are buying the products and the workers, because they get exploited so these people can get paid exorbitant amounts. That cost all of us. But the CEOs never take a hit. The CEOs are never legally responsible for anything. The CEOs always get their pay packages. They always get their golden parachutes. They get all this stuff. So why wouldn't we look at, like, you know, if you took the human error out of the top of the food chain, I think you could save a lot. The shareholders, the stockholders would earn a ton more. I think you would get much more reasonable, which is hard to believe, from AI. Oh, hold on, we got a super chat. Crushed Dice is here. Earth without art is just I've never heard that, but hold on, let me favorite that shit. That is awesome. Good to see you, Crushed Dice. Same with you, CJ. Hold on, Joshua Mall, I'll write them in. But that is brilliant. If you didn't see Crushed Dice in the chat with the super chat, $9.99, said Earth, EARTH, without art, is just EH. It is brilliant. That is the kind of comedy we like here. And it's the truth. That's the other thing. And said New Jersey Devil. Dirty Jers. That's brilliant. I want to, we got to make that into a meme, Crushed Ice, and spread that around. Because too many people out here are simping for their jobs to be taken by AI. But when I talk about CEOs getting their job taken by AI, they're like, you want to steal from... No, no. They want to steal your job. They want to leave you homeless, and they want to leave you with no UBI and universal health care. Okay? I'm talking about give them their pay package, their golden parachute. Kiss them goodbye. Whatever you want to do, you bootlickers, and tell them, be on your way. There will be no more human CEOs, and I think the world would be a better place. Bootlickers need not apply. Thank you. Hold on. Joshua Mall. Just be real and catch me up on the BS. I didn't agree with everyone. We need to be. Sadly, the rich don't care if we die and want us to. That's right, Joshua Taft. They don't. Stop bootlicking for them. Alma, what's up? Gas goes down to $2 next week. Aaron Williams said, "Yep." And everybody, keep checking the mail for your Doge efficiency fraud checks. Josh Mall, don't fret the goof up. Just make it more real. Joshua, maybe I need to go farther back. Did you? No, you didn't say what you've been looking for. I asked what you've been looking for. Crushed Ice, thank you for the super chat. Rad. Joshua, I disagree with your last point, but you can disagree with me all you want, and that's the whole purpose of the conversation. That we converse. We get a lot of maggots in here that don't know how to say much more than Trump 2028 or, bull stuff like that. So we could disagree, but here's the thing, is I've lived under capitalism for decades and decades, and I've watched too many good people work very hard and not get any further. In fact, the first-time homeowner age range has grown and grown and grown since my youth, which is wrong. Meanwhile, we have corporate landlords and huge real estate private equity firms that are buying single-family homes. So I've watched things disintegrate just in my lifetime. Disintegrate in America. So much so that last election, you heard about the price of eggs. And I thought, this is stupid. This is fucking dumb. How about universal healthcare, universal basic income, robots taking all our jobs so we can just create art, like Crushed Ice said. Earth without art is just, boring. I want more music, more naps, more paintings, more poetry. But the thing is, Joshua Mall, we disagree, but I'm planting the little seed in your brain. The little seed right in your brain. So next time something's going to happen and it's going to trigger you to think, oh shit, I'm going to think differently now. That's the whole point. The whole point, folks. Get out of the box. And I love the people that hate on it because you live in a little box, and I'm trying to get you to see outside of it. This world can be in a magical place where all of us get to do stuff, not just your bosses. So, and thank you, CJ. Gas is almost $5 in Washington State. Oh, Destiny Armstrong. I love that state. I've never been there, and it's horrifying to think how people who work so hard are struggling for the most simple stuff. When I say, I want you to think about what we're asking for here. We're not asking to rent out Venice like Jeff Bezos did. We're not asking to, everybody have a Lamborghini. We're asking for the health coverage that we've all collectively as humanity worked towards progressing over eons. We're asking to not go hungry, to put gas in our car. These simple things. Sorry. Also, never forget, if you support Donald Trump, if you support Don Taco, DJT, I keep seeing people call him DJT. I assume that stands for Donald Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, Trump. If you support him, you're supporting this guy. So just know that. And that's just facts, Let's look around. What a beautiful world. You know what I mean? What a beautiful world. Then why can't you see that that's what Trump has begun to make better for you? Josh Ali, don't be stupid. You think Trump cares about you? Stop being stupid. He just got a gold brick from this guy and then extended the Chinese tariffs because of the gold brick they handed to him. All right? This is bribery out in broad daylight. Stop acting like Donald cares about you. How's your Doge rebate check? Josh, have you got it in the mail yet? Huh? Remember when Elon cared about you? You guys, stop simping for these billionaires. They don't know you exist, and if you ever work for them, they would fire you in a heartbeat, leave you and your family out in the cold, hungry. Oh shoot, I'm missing all the chat. It got stuck, sorry. Apple already made those screens, mostly in Kentucky. They didn't change anything. I don't know what that is. Ronald Rump. He's dictatoring hard. Oh, did you see that he's trying to, hold on. Oh yeah, these are about the legal proceedings in Paris. Sorry, I'm all over the place because I'm out in the wild today. Get out in the wild today. Go have some fun. Oh yeah, look, AI can mostly outperform human CEOs. For all you simps, for all you people. This was in the Harvard Business Review. You have to pay to subscribe to it, and I'm not going to. So if you want to look up Harvard Business Review in that title, go and do it. But I'm not paying Harvard. F them. They have a huge boat of money. They don't need none of mine. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, in a survey business leaders conducted, they believe AI could take their jobs. 43% believe. Because it can. Don't forget, this is who Donald Trump works for, you idiots. Okay? This is who he works for. And never forget. Never forget. Wait, where is... Oh, did you guys hear? If there's any hardcore MAGAs in the chat, did you guys hear they changed the Gulf name down between Texas and Florida? They changed the name again. Huge breaking news. Did you guys hear about this? Let me check the chat. Did you guys hear about it? I'm not sure if you heard about it or not, but here, I got a picture of what they changed it to. That's the new name. That's what you have to call it. That's what you have to call it. By the way, sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. What do you do for a living, Eric? What do you do for a living, Eric? Introducing the new US map. Introducing the new US made Apple iPhone, only $5,000. It's only $10,000. You have to take a second home loan out, and you still won't own it. Not gonna lie, I smiled. Yeah, you did. Who is that person that said something? Trump's working on stuff. I want to show you these stats. Okay, most of U.S. adults are stressed about grocery costs, cost of housing, money you get paid. Everybody should be worried about that, because they exploit you every single day, and these CEOs should be replaced by AI. Harvard Business Review even wrote an article that I couldn't read because I'm not paying for it. Harvard Business Review, just let us have your information. I thought democracy dies in darkness, you idiots. Doesn't Jeff Bezos and the Washington Post always say that? Share your information. I hate when people gatekeep their information. It's like, just put some freaking pop-up ads and banner ads on your friggin' website, and then it's paid for, you jerks. We're gonna eat all the rich. Don't worry, folks. But it's funny that we are this far into, don't worry, he's working on it. He ain't working on nothing. The only thing Jeffrey Epstein's best friend Trump is working on is hiding those Epstein files from you. But this is what people are worried about. Groceries, man. Major source. I mean, come on. Oh, that's a funny one. Hold on, David Russell. This guy turned a do-rag into a don't-rag. That was pretty good for a boot-licking simp of CEOs. Some of these people, like when you comment on how much money somebody has and that's their opinion, that's how highly you should respect their opinion, it just shows how anti-American you are. It shows how much you love the Citizens United ruling, and you think only the people with the most amount of money should be able to have ideas. Because what I'm telling you is the media that is infiltrated. Where is it? Here we go. Can you read? I'm not sure if you could read, but you should read. Before the election, eggs, groceries, cost of living, outrage, nonstop corporate media headlines. Now, prices are 20% higher under the GOP. Corporate media says nothing because the media ain't your friend. These corporations ain't your friend. So what you're saying is I side with the corporations because they have the most money. It doesn't matter if they have my best interest at heart like I do. I want you to have paid time off, never have to earn sick time, no medical debt, never have to consider an Uber instead of a ambulance. I believe in not only universal basic income, but universal health care paid for by our taxes. You understand me? You think your boss cares the same? You're hilarious. Gilbert Lopez showing off. Sometimes there's people that are like peacocks, but instead of their beautiful plumage of feathers, it's stupidity. I'm trying to teach you. Ooh, Maddie B, communist. Thank you. Solidarity. Who's going to buy their products? Who can for them? Animations and stuff. That's a good point. 70% of the economy is consumer purchasing power. So isn't it funny when they give, these headlines blaming generations for not spending money, but also this generation, the younger generations, is more exploited and owns less wealth than every other one before it, up into the boomers. Kevin Anderson, UBI and free healthcare, go to Canada. Kevin, no, I want to make America a better place. Stop being anti-American. Kevin, I like to take these moments to point out that you are the person that, during the civil rights movement, you should have said, you want voting rights, get out of this country. You're that person, okay? What did Zeke the Beast say? So socialism is nowhere near communism. It's actually at the center between capitalism. Well, socialism is social power, workers having the rights. And Zeke, some of these people, they just use it as scare words, toxic scare words. That's all it is. You want what they have, go there. We don't want that. Shoshan, actually a majority of the people in America do support freeing Luigi, number one, but number two, not going into medical debt for their health. But I don't know. Are you just dumb, or do you just like to think that everyone's as selfish as you? Speedy Joe, if you want universal basic income, AI is the way to it. You don't understand what you're talking about. What do you mean? I've said AI should take all our jobs. Take all our jobs. We have enough food, enough water. We have, I think, 25 or 26 houses for every one person that is homeless in this country. So we have the answers. It's just certain people are gatekeeping all the resources. And I got a hint, it's not illegal immigrants. It's not. It's the 1%. I know some of you guys like to simp for them hardcore. Hold on. Maddie B. Healthcare in America is a joke. I agree. If we can send $400 billion to Ukraine, we should have universal healthcare. I just think if we can build a $1.2 billion prison at Camp Bliss, or the federal, the military base, something Bliss, I think it's Bliss in Texas, $1.2 billion, the biggest ever. If you can build that with $1.2 billion, why can't we get healthcare? Where's that money coming from? When they want to build a prison, military base, bombs, nobody questions where the money's coming from.
Maybe what we could do that might just be faster and simpler.
Jared,
is on our way
L, specifically, what Native American tribe are you from? Since you think this is your country. David says, dude, where'd you get your shirt? Let us be cool too. David, the thing that doesn't make you cool is not your clothes, but your attitude. So again, that's why I say I'm your vibe coach. I'm mostly a vibe coach for Republicans because you guys are hard up for being mean to people. You get off on others' suffering. It's a absolutely horrible trait. Nobody likes it. And that's how you would, it doesn't matter. You could wear nothing, or you could have Labubu clothing. Isn't that the really expensive toy? You could wear all Supreme and it does not matter. Look at Mr. Beast. Shitty personality, you know, just a bad human in general. Doesn't treat people nice, so it doesn't matter if he's flexing with money wads. Nobody likes him. Bo, yeah, Rob has a cool attitude. No, it's compassion, empathy, something that, ironically, as much as you guys want to pretend that you care about victims of this dude, as much as you pretend you care about his victims, you don't want to hear from any of them, and you'll defend this dude and vote him into office twice. So Jesus does love you all. Repent. And if you're a Republican and you think Jesus wants you to enjoy other people's suffering, you're not a Christian. No job makes you cool. Thank you, Aaron. See, we disagree a lot of the time, but that's true. Jobs don't make you cool, folks. I know everybody thinks being an alpha male is cool because Joe Rogan told him so, but Joe Rogan just sits in an air-conditioned room and talks about stuff that he doesn't know about because he didn't read the article. Just because he took a picture with it means literally nothing. Mr. Pickles, how hard are you in denial? This is a photo from a video where Donald is whispering sweet, wonderful secrets to his Enigma friend. Joe Rogan lactates. Stacks De Niro. I like that, Stacks De Niro. Dems fumbled the election. Marshall Burenick. Yes, they did. The Democrats are horrible. I always say, don't be a Republican, don't be Democrat. Right now we have an all-red government, and look at what we're getting. You know, this is what people are worried about. Okay, this is horrible. People, this is not the best country in the world if you're worrying about the cost of groceries. I hate to break it to you. But this is an all-red government, right? You get Donald Trump putting tariffs on all these companies. I talked about the companies that I support, that I love, that have closed their doors because of the tariffs, specifically showing emails from them. And then you get Tim Apple, which Donald Trump called him, giving him a gold block with a piece of glass on it. The glass was irrelevant. It was the gold, because that's how you bribe a president. And now the tariffs have been pushed off. I really want people to pause and read this, because you need to listen to some. But so what I was saying is about the red and blue. Don't be a Republican or Democrat. Why? Because if we got all blue right now, you think we're getting universal health care? We ain't. They're all bought and paid for by their actual bosses, the corporations. Sidney Jefferson, America's failing that test spectacularly. I don't know what test, but America's probably failing tons of tests, especially literacy ones. Christopher Hill, you have Tom's MySpace avatar. Do you have a job? Christopher, do you have a job? Who gives a shit if I have a job? I'm serving you up ideas. Ideas. Do you not understand? You hard up for understanding? Caligula's horse. Oh my God, it's an honor to meet you. Wait, who's Caligula? Wasn't he like a diabolical Roman deity in human form? Caligula's horse? Do you do videos on that? My Jesus. I think voting Democrat isn't much better due to low moral standards, but voting conservative is slightly better. But then again, oh, you're a libertarian? You shouldn't be. You know what libertarian means? They want small government, but that small government isn't to do anything besides regulate women's bodies and make sure that they can pollute all your water sources. Don't be a libertarian. Seriously. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You're not. You think you are, but really the Koch brothers are, and they're the only ones. You know, you have to be a titan of industry to be a libertarian, because believing in small government is like saying, I don't like the fire department coming to my house. Like, shut up. That's not a real thing. Okay? God, that's so stupid. I'm so sick of these like 20-year-old guys pretending like they're libertarians because they heard Charlie Kirk say it because he's paid for by the Koch brothers. That guy's a fucking moron. Stop being dumb, guys. Stop. Be a socialist. Be a worker. And represent your own interests. Libertarians don't represent your interests. You understand that? If you go to work every day, you're not a libertarian, because they would like to strip the government's NLRB. They would like to strip workers of all their rights so they can just rule you. If they want you to work a 20-hour day, then guess what? That's it. And you earn no sick time. You never have paid vacation time. That's what a libertarian is. It's so sad the internet has done this to people. God. Mr. D, why do you want more government in your life? Well, Mr. D, if you're dumb and don't understand what the government does, it provides services. I love the post office. I love firefighters. I love having things like streets and rail and airports and space discovery and weather machines and weather reports. Do you hate those things? It's like, these people are so dumb. God, you know what? That was such a dumb comment. Mr. D, go, leave, scroll up and go somewhere else, because that's so stupid. You want more government? Well, Mr. D, you're finding out what less government's going to do, and hopefully you don't live in Tornado Alley or somewhere where there's a hurricane, because they're talking about how firing all the scientists has made it infinitely more dangerous for the people living there. My Jesus, stop being so stupid, people. It fucking stops me. It's so stupid. Mr. D is for dummy. Jesus Christ. I gotta put on my shades. Who said libertarians would get rid of the federal mail? No, they would privatize it. So mailing a letter would cost you $2.50. You fucking moron. Guys, do you not hear what you say out loud? Do you not speak ever around other people? Jesus. Dylan Nye, you're the third person to ask me what I do for a job. And I'm gonna ask you, what do you do for a job? It doesn't matter. Oh, wait, is Chief here? Chief is here. What's up, Chief? Libertarians want no government. Libertarians want a small government. But if you ask them, does that mean the government can't regulate women's rights and the government can't guarantee that you get a gun? They freak out. You know, it's so dumb. It's just hypocritical. That's all. I just can't deal with the hypocrisy of it. Kicking folks out. Chief is here. Thank you, Chief. Get him the fuck out of here. Well, if you're being hateful, racist, misogynist, homophobe, transphobe, anti-Semite, anything like that, kick them the fuck out. But conversationally, we'll entertain it, because we're trying to plant seeds. We're planting seeds for everybody. Josh, Boston welfare. Yeah, Boston is in a great welfare state. I wish we had more of a welfare state like the Scandinavian nations. Why don't you go read sometime? You have the internet, don't you? It should be a national utility. But Josh, go read what are the happiest countries in the world every year. The ones with the biggest welfare state. Stop being a puss, okay? We need more welfare. We need the people's welfare, so they're not worrying about groceries. God, it's so dumb. But where is it? This was one of the articles I was talking about. When they start talking about when somebody threatens you, what do you want, the robots to replace your job? You tell them what? Yes, I do. So I can go create music, art, poetry, graffiti, skateboard. You can go have fun, hang out with your kids. You tell them, yes, I want the robots to take my job, but also they should take the CEO job. AI, you don't have to pay huge compensation packages, right? When they fail the company, you don't have to give them a huge golden parachute. And there's some articles down below that discuss this, because you'll never see in the mainstream media talk about replacing CEOs with AI. But a lot of people did, a lot of business leaders did believe, 43% believe AI could take their jobs. Oh, this was the other thing. Did you guys see this? That this is from New Republic, link down below, that Donald Trump is considering creating a, quote, domestic civil disturbance quick reaction force that could be called on to quash, let's not call it civil unrest. It could be his secret military force that he would call on when people disagree with him or don't say things he likes, because he's a very sensitive man baby. This guy, very sensitive man baby. Anyone dissents, which it wasn't, you know, how anti-American do you have to be? He's extremely anti-American, because America was founded on the ideal that you can disagree. You don't have to listen to what the president said. I remember before Trump decided to dip his toe in politics and people, you know, at least thought at some point you could disagree with the president. And I know the Republicans believe that because they critique Joe Biden all the way to his cancer diagnosis. And then you softies got all snowflakey and liberal tears like when we critique Trump. Just not gonna read a lot of those. Chief Crush, LOL. I didn't read that one. I'm sorry, Crush Dice. Oh, Crush Dice. Crush is one of the homies. Elena Gregory, I'm learning here. I don't usually involve myself in it all, but you're making it more broken down for me, so thank you. Oh, Elena, thank you very much. Well, here's the thing, Elena. If you're a young head, I'm an old head. And the heads older than me used to say, oh, don't talk politics. Don't talk salary. Well, let me share a little secret with you. At work, you can share your salary with all your coworkers. It's a federally protected law, and it has been, unless Donald Trump decides to presidential memo it out of existence. But it's an important thing, and I've taught this to many people, okay? I'm also a labor organizer, but I've taught this to many, many people, that talk your salary, because what you find out is that if you start at a job and the person there 5 years is getting paid the same as you, that job doesn't cherish its employees. In fact, probably not a good place to work. And once you start sharing how much you would make, federally protected law across America, you can share your salary. So if your boss ever says, don't talk that here, you say that's federally protected. I know my rights, and I'm not gonna, violate my rights for you. But the other part of that, Elena, is people say, don't talk politics. And why? Well, everything's politics. From where we cross the street, to those signs over there, to the parking meters, to water fountains, to whether you can beg for change, whether you can play the violin on the street, everything is politics. And when they tell you don't talk politics, they're telling you stay out of it. I want to make rules, in some cases, like Republicans that want to govern women's bodies. So the more you talk, the more you know, the more conversations. And that's what we do here on this channel. We joke about the news because this is all a joke. And you'll see, Elena, there's so many jokes in the chat. They all simp for the people with the most power that have no interests and will do their best to strip them of all their rights, their protections at work. They'll strip them of any kind of health care that they have, of food assistance, anything. They'll make their heat and AC as expensive as it can and drive up the price of eggs under the guise of inflation. So always talk politics. And again, I understand this is not a popular channel, especially with the simps who just like to be told what to do, the fascists. People call me an anti-fascist, but if you remember back in World War II, we fought fascists. So being an anti-fascist, Antifa as they call them, you should be proud of that as an American. But a lot of these people just want a strong male figure. That's why you see the alpha male universe take off online. That's why you see the Joe Rogans and the Charlie Kirks who pretend like, what is a woman? Well, a woman is a person that covers their drink when you walk by, you asshole. But they talk all that jazz, but then they're scared of any kind of intellectual debate with an actual woman or any kind of woman being educated. So, it's very sad, but it's also, you have to talk about it so you can see through the BS. Aaron, move to China. Why don't you move to China? See, the people that say move to China would be happier in China under authoritarian fascist state than I would. Like, you want somebody who is just going to tell you what to do, say, this is the law, and you listen to me. Like, you love that. You love saying, yes, sir, may I have another? Me, I'm into the idea of freedom, a thing where I can progress my ideas. We can build a coalition, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we can keep talking about this stuff. We could build a movement where life doesn't have to suck. Some people like Aaron, they just, I don't know. Maybe they're hard up for having life suck for them. But for me and my American dream, it's not to work 5 days a week, you suckers. My American dream is to have a 3-day work week, to have guaranteed health care, to be paid enough to take many vacations a year, like FDR said. You know what, tomorrow we're gonna have to do the live stream inside. I'm gonna play FDR, one of the presidents, for those who don't know, the guy who implemented Social Security, the federal minimum wage, and I'm gonna play what he meant when he implemented that federal minimum wage, because you need to understand that was meant for a decent living, not a bare subsistence level, and that's FDR's words. So some of you are just not educated, and it fucking shows. FDR's good. He's the man. You have a 0-day work week. I would love a 0-day work week. Who wouldn't? Bo, you act like you want to work 7 days a week. Either your family hates you or you have no friends. Because for these people that keep bragging about, oh, well, I just would like to have grind culture and work 40 hours a day, and I just always want to work. It's like, fuck that, man. fuck a dream job. Just have a dream, folks. Look at how beautiful this earth is, okay? Look at this. We live in a beautiful earth, and you guys are talking about being in a cubicle 7 days a week? Go fuck yourself. That ain't my dream. I pity those dreams. I feel bad for you. That's part of the reason why I do this live stream, because I feel sorry for some of you guys that think going to work 5 days a week is like your friends, you know? Ain't your friends. Like when I worked in radio, they used to say, this ain't called show friends, it's called show business, homie. We ain't here to fucking be friends. We're here to make some money. Give up your money. You give it up, you dummy. Agreed, Elena. Good. Awesome. Who said anything about a cubicle? It doesn't have to be a cubicle. James Chadwick, with a name like that, I would expect no imagination. But come on, man, step it up. Doesn't have to be a cubicle. Did you get the metaphor? Jesus Christ, folks. Jesus. I love the nitpickers on like, I don't work at a cubicle, so it's not me. Shut up. You get what I'm saying. I've never met anybody. Oh, don't make me find it. I'm not going to find the meme. I never met anybody, and I've known a lot of people close to me, a lot of my family member, a lot of people, loved ones have died. None of them have hard worker or their job title on the gravestone. And Aaron Williamson, that Chadwick dude, I want to come to your funeral. Invite me, because I want to see your job title on your gravestone. I don't want to see beloved brother, son, friend, brother, dad, husband, wife, whatever. I want to see what your job title was, and that's it. Right? Because that's what you guys are all simping for. AA, we're all goofy goobers. Thank you, AA. That's right. Dude wants vacation and all life has to offer, but doesn't want a damn thing for it. You should get it all free. Oh, if that's what you take away from what I said, then
the M1, yeah.
You're a sad, sad individual. Where is the, I gotta go to a shop in a minute. You goobers, you goopy goobers. In Netherlands or one of the Scandinavian countries work a 4-day week and they're doing well. Do your research. Toy Brown, yes. We talked about it here on the live stream. In the UK, they did an experiment, 4-day work week with 1,000 companies, and almost none went back. And if you just know your history, Kellogg capitalism, Henry Ford, all these titans, the robber barons, titans of industry, they realized that when the unions fought for a weekend, that the weekends were actually a good thing. People used to work 7 days a week. And it turns out when you give people a couple of days off with no decrease in pay, that is key, no decrease in pay, they realized they had money to spend, they came back more productive, injuries went down. So this is not just what's happening now, but it's about knowing your history. God, I feel like Rage Against the Machine should write a song about this. Isn't that beautiful? I know this is beautiful to some. Some of you say that's not the view from my work. Brass Wendigo. Ooh, we got a Wendigo in the chat. History is the path to wisdom. It will break your heart and test your allegiances. Ooh, I like that. Leave it to a Wendigo. Aren't you guys like mythical Yeti creatures? I love Wendigos. I love the mythology. I just want to get ice cream this big. That's it. What's wrong with that? Stop being a simp for Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. They don't like you. Enjoy ice cream in life. Narrow-minded people. Yeah, they're very small-minded. They can only understand what the news has told them, or more importantly, what Donald Trump has relayed to them on the news, and that's it. Check out the cobblestone. Isn't that gorgeous? I wonder who has walked on this cobblestone, how old that is, who has walked on it. You ever walk around and just wonder that shit? No? Then get a creativity. Angelo, all right, he's gonna make me go back to the green screen. Just remember, when you support him and all he did, the trafficking ring. So Angelo is saying, I want to elect these criminal traffickers who victimize children again. That's what Angelo is saying. Just remember, guys, if you're gonna say this stuff, understand what it means when you say it, okay? All right, Angelo? What was his last name? What was his name? Angelo. Where's Angelo? Where is... I can't find him. Maybe it got deleted. Yeah, those kind of things get deleted too, because I'm just tired of hearing it. We know you love victimizing kids. We understand it. We understand. But we're just not going to forget, okay? He's not releasing the files. He should. Aaron, if you're naming all those names thinking I'm going to say something different, you're in for a surprise. I hate to break it to you. It's just crazy to me that these people are like, yeah, well, Bill Clinton's on the list. I'm like, I know. Put him in fucking jail, man. Put them all in jail. Like, that's the difference. The maggots say, oh, he did nothing wrong. Just because there's videos and he's on the plane a bunch of times and lived next to him and there's 28 accusers of Trump himself, it doesn't mean anything. Let's vote for him again. Whereas if you say some shit like, well, I'm not a Democrat, but if you say something like, I don't know, Noam Chomsky's on there, I go, let's go find out what he did. Don't protect any of these predators. You know, that's the difference. And I encourage you guys to be fucking independent of what Donald tells you. Counts Customs in the house? Is that the motorcycle dude? For real, for real. Where's CJ? I didn't see what CJ said. Sorry. Draco, unions did a great job of saving all the service and cashier employees. Self-checkout is everywhere. And it should be. Depends on what company you're talking about, but unions will fight for this. And if you think that discredits unions in general, then why don't you give up your weekends? Because you could thank a union for that, you know? Some people are so fucking dumb. Either that or I'm pretty sure they're like specifically in my chat to try to dissuade other people, which, you know, at least they're in the chat. I'll stop reading them. But if you just don't know your history, it shows by the way you speak now. But I was trying to see what CJ said. Donald Trump essayed a 13-year-old boy, PDF file. Well, yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there, man. And I'm just starting to wonder if MAGA maybe can't read and that's why they don't know. But Stained Haynes, never met a worker happy with their unit. Well, my best friend is in the tin knockers and he wouldn't work without one. So, wrong. You know what I mean? Maybe you're not talking to the right people, or you're lying. You're lying. You know, that's also a good one. Because, you know, the maggots and the people who are anti-union are not always honest. And I'm telling you that from personal experience. MP, hi. People are generally unintelligent. Keep that in mind when you're trying to make sense of them. MP, that is something a wise person would say. That is something a wise person would say. It's true, but you know what my problem is, MP? I have too much hope for too many people. I hope that if we get enough people to join the coalition, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I go live every single weekday. I do news commentary. I call it newsmentary. We joke about the news because the news is a joke, but I also try to get people to stop thinking the way they do, to consider, to think outside the box. You know what I'm saying, MP? I try to get people to maybe understand that what they've been programmed their whole life to believe, just on its face, using common sense, debunks it. Vibe coach too. Thank you, Chief. I'm also officially your YouTube vibe coach. I love that. I gotta keep reminding myself about that. And if you go vibe coach, or if you take that serious, I love that. Some people actually take it serious and try to make fun of me. And I go, these are the people that really, you know, go see a comedy show and they yell out from the crowd, that didn't actually happen to you. You're the funnest person in the room, just let me tell you. When I say vibe coach, if you start making fun of that, like I just don't even want to say it. I'm serious, folks. I'm a very serious vibe coach. I should start a website so you can book appointments with me. Because if I can make money off it, it's better than those people giving their money to Trump to buy a Chinese Bible. The separation of church and state Bible with the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights in it. But I am a vibe coach. And I say that because last week or the week before, I was recalling in radio, we used to interview these like 23-year-old girls who had a MySpace page with like 5,000 friends. And they'd be like, oh, I'm a life coach. And I never could understand. I was like, at 23, And listen, by the time I was 23, I lived through some stuff. So my take on them was a little jaded. I thought, how many people you know die from overdose? Your parents take their life too? You know, how many times do you live in a car? I just didn't understand young people that look like they came from a very nice, well-to-do family claiming they were a life coach, unless their life advice was have rich parents. Yeah, see, there's some people in the chat that are already taking it serious. It's hilarious. It's very, very funny when people don't understand satire. Oh, this is a baby crying. That hurts my heart. Oh God, that baby's really having a tough time. I don't know what's going on, but replace CEOs with AI. You do not need to be preaching while unbiased retort with your nothing in the avatar. You don't get to tell me what to do. So suck it. Replace all CEOs with AI. That's why Harvard Business Review did an article that they fucking gate kept. I'm not paying for it. But there was other articles about it talking about thought more deeply would say 80% of the work that a CEO does can be replaced by AI, and it goes into how 43% did say. So yes, replace all CEOs with AI. I'm sorry if that offends you. Oh, by the way, did you guys see this? US hits highest layoffs since that. That was the other news story I want to talk about. We are in a record layoff season here in America. Link down below if you want to read this for yourself. Mo Love, do you think Luigi could help us with this? I think Luigi could help us with everything. I mean, he set a great example. Free Luigi. And for all you who want to drop some hate, just remember, innocent till proven guilty. That's the American way. It's America. Don't get mad at me. This is just America who said innocent till proven guilty. So suck it. Free Luigi. But isn't that amazing? The dude who you guys all said he's going to be a jobs creator. That guy. That jackhole who's best friends with Epstein. We have not experienced record layoffs like this. Layoffs here in America. I thought he was supposed to be a job creator. Layoffs, that's right, record since his last time in office. Oh Christ, what does that tell you? Bryce Cooley, replacing CEOs with AI will save companies $500 million a year in bonus pay for these grossly overpaid CEOs. Bryce, you are severely, underestimating how much these CEOs absolutely leech off of the companies. If you're wondering why the price of things go up, it's because the CEOs are getting paid like ransom amounts of money. You know, this is like Taken with Leslie Nielsen. Is that the movie? Where the CEO's like, I'm gonna need this much money, and he's like, I will get those prices back down. And if you don't believe me, the AFL, American Federation of Labor website is down below, and it's a CEO pay tracker, so you can see how much your CEO makes to you, and it's hundreds of millions. Okay. Back in America in kind of semi-normal economic days, where individuals were taxed between 78 and 92% of the wealthiest were taxed at that rate. The CEO to median employee pay was like 25 to 1. And now some companies, it's 6,666 to 1. That's disgusting. Daniel, keep scrolling then. Keep scrolling. Puppet Masters, I was thinking Beanie Boppers. Oh no, I missed something. Toy Brown, veterans for Trump, but Trump is not for veterans. Yeah, support him at your peril. He ain't for anybody except for himself. Why do you think he's using our tax money to go to Scotland and open up personal golf courses? You know, if Biden was opening up automatic pen stores, the auto pen store by Joe Biden, you guys would be, you know, poop in your MAGA diapers. Unbiased retort. Again, I'll say this again. We know what a woman is. A woman is someone who covers their drink when you walk by. Don't make me say that again. Buyer's retort. If you don't like me saying every AI should replace every CEO, let's throw the worst AI at him. Isn't Grok like a horrible AI? Let's put that in charge of the CEO, in charge of all the companies. I don't give a shit. Any of them. Guess what? They don't take a salary. Right there, you save the shareholders. And isn't that what it's all about, right? Making the shareholders money? Or do you guys not believe anything? You just like to say a bunch of stuff as these dead-end arguments until you can find a different point to try to argue. And that's really what politics has become. It's not about substance. It's not about caring for people. It's just about owning people, dunking on people, and gotcha moments. That's why I hate those, what are those Jubilee things where they're like 23 people who would never change their mind try to argue different points that maybe you haven't heard. It's like, that's garbage. Throw it all away. All right, I got stuff to do. All you simps for Trump, I hope I planted a seed. Look at how beautiful it is. So beautiful out. If Trump hears about crime, why do you excuse violent criminals? String a new line. Because he doesn't care. Because he doesn't say anything that he means. That guy, that's what I mean. Like, you fools. You fools. Did you not? Do you guys not know he's a world-class liar and harasser of women? Elon doesn't pay taxes. Trump government pays him. This dude hates Trump so much he doesn't even know what he's arguing about. Oh, I know what I'm arguing about. Let me show you. This. He's a predator. They live next to each other. He went on his plane a bunch of times. He sent him a nasty birthday card with a poem in it. And if you listen to any of the 28, I think it was, accusers of him, you'd understand why he's a despicable human being. And just simply that alone, never mind any of his bullshit politics or nonsensical, America's doing great while people are worried about groceries still after, day one, he didn't fix it. The guy who looked at the eclipse. You guys are just exhaustingly dumb. But just this alone was enough for me to never support a man like that. And it shows who you would support. The Trumpstein files must be released. Yes. Hit like, subscribe, peeps. Hit it, hit it, hit it. And let's go over a few things. Harvard Business Review says AI can mostly outperform human CEOs, replace them all, replace every CEO. When they threaten you and say, AI is going to take your job, say good, but make sure it takes the CEO's job too. So they can't get those lavish packages. Donald Trump wants to start a domestic civil disturbance quick reaction force, which any American should be anti-military used against its own civilians. Any American should be. Don't forget, there's a huge French, scandal, or I don't know what it is. Layoffs are up, but where's the other article? This one. Report links Nestle, huge water. It's so crazy to me. They're selling you back water in a bottle. And now that bottle of water, the plastic could be contaminating a bunch of other stuff. Sometimes I'm so sad. I'm like, there are people that are dying of thirst out there, and Nestle, people are okay with Nestle hoarding all the water. Please don't forget layoffs. Remember the job creator guy, the guy who's going to bring industry back to America? Highest layoffs since. Okay? These are just, what's happening. I don't know if you guys thought when he fired all those government workers we'd have record job numbers, but turns out you're idiots if you believe that. Also, we'll never forget. Never forget. And it looks like that gold bar that Tim Apple Tim Cook, but you know, when Donald, genius, very stable genius, called him Tim Apple, well, it looks like that gift that Apple gave to Donald wasn't for no reason. It looks like those Chinese tariffs that got Trump named Donald Trump always chickens out. Looks like those got pushed off. Did the gold bar have something to do with it? Just Jay, where do you think these news sources get their information? Do you think they're guessing? Well, I guess when you say, well, Donald Trump just gets to say whatever he wants and I'll believe it, then I guess you think, you know, these sources just say stuff. Steffelson, he thinks immigrants eat cats and dogs because the people on TV told him so. He doesn't know how tariffs work, etc., etc. I hope you know how tariffs work. I really do. But hey, keep supporting Epstein's best friend, guys. You know, I would tell you not to. He's beholden to these people, not to you. It's very sad. And you know, when Dan Oingo Boingo and Dan Vagina was saying we're gonna get the files, it's amazing how you guys have let go of that so easily. But I didn't think you guys cared about it in the first place. I don't think you cared about the victims or the perpetrators or the crime that he's allowing on the streets of Palm Beach. I think it was all just another facade, something for you to yell about the Democrats. You guys get so upset, such a sensitive group of people. Brad Levin, well, we know one CEO was in the flight logs, confirmed, right? One, right? Trump called him Tim Apple. Do you remember that? Lone Slinger. You have this guy. TV, telling lies to your vision. Love it. Crushed Ice, you got to do a live stream. Amazing stuff. All right, guys. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I got a couple things I got to do. But come back. That's why I said notification bell. I'm Rob. I go live every single weekday. Every single weekday. Sometimes it's exhausting. Thank God for Chief and CJ and Alma and Crushed Ice and all the people, Elena, the people who are in here that want to maybe consider things differently. All the people that want to make this world better. All the people that want to point out you can't fire most of the government and then think the jobs reports are going to be good. To think there won't be layoffs after, or the layoff numbers won't be in record numbers. Sorry, it's stay cool. Thank you, CJ. It is like 100 degrees. Man, some of you guys are absolutely sad people, simping for Trump that hard. It's really unreal.
Yes, baby, it's right here.
It says a lot about your character, too. Just know that. The people around you, when you say this stuff, the people who have some common sense, who are like, you know, that stuff with Epstein, that was a breaking point for me. They're thinking stuff inside their head. They just don't want to say it out loud because maybe concerned about your reaction when you support someone like that. No music, no music. Vote harder. Matthew the King, it doesn't matter. You don't think Elon did something to those machines? I would say for all those who said the election was rigged last time, I'm saying it this time. It was rigged. I don't think he won. And you guys shouldn't disagree with me because remember, you guys said the elections were rigged. It's amazing how you guys went in 4 years. The elections were rigged to, it was very fine and we won. Do you guys not hear how stupid you sound? God damn, it's hot out today. Oh, no, 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 no. Get away from the music. Everybody's playing music outside their stores. They can't do that. And folks, my last thing before I get out of here. Don't be a Democrat or a Republican. None of them work for you. okay? They don't care about you. They don't care what happens to you. They don't care about your rights as a worker. Stop thinking they do, you know? We used to have a saying in college, stop thinking the stripper likes you. God bless you. God bless you, you know? Oh, there we go. I can see again. Hey, it's the witch, Samantha from Bewitched. Everybody's taking pictures. I'll show you guys. Look, it's like we're taking a picture. I don't want to get in the way. But if you've never been to Salem, downtown, we have Bewitched statue. If you've never been. Bored. You mean the stripper didn't love me? No. And Donald Trump doesn't care about you. In Northwest Oregon, doing farm chores, I feel you on the 100-degree heat. Yeah, Michael, whew, stay hydrated, okay? That's my advice for you. Please stay hydrated, because it is sweltering out here. I love the street art. Can I just show you guys? I love the street art. Look at that. Isn't that great? I love street art. More street art. More street art. More street art, less jobs, okay? And if you think we need more jobs and less street art, then you're not a part of the country I want to see. Long hair hippie, 1979. Do you know long hair hippie who Abby Hoffman is? One of my heroes. Oh my God, that's my favorite shop. I gotta go in there in a minute. Man, the price I've been living in my state sure as hell decreased in the past few months. You must be lying, because nowhere in America it has. What state are you in? It must be nice to just come into a chat with no avatar, your troll account, and just say whatever you want. But you know what? I support you. Live in a fairy tale land. As long as it doesn't hurt or oppress others, you know? When the majority of Americans are struggling to put groceries on their table, you know, I would say, look around, read the room. I love, I gotta say this, I love how there's so many people out there that are like, oh, everything's fine for me. And I'm like, you understand, you don't matter in the big scale of things. Like if all the stores start closing down, the only one's Walmart, that country's gonna suck. If we only have Walmart, Target, Kohl's, and Walgreens everywhere, that country sucks. So it's not just about you. Get out of that selfish mindset. Look at all the street art. I love street art. Ooh, there we go. There's some good street art. Where's the more street art? I was trying to find, I know there's some graffiti down here, but it's beautiful. Who was from Northwest Portland or Oregon? Do you have beautiful side streets like this? Do ya? Michael O was. Wow, unbiased. Your anecdote with no supporting evidence totally convinced me that the economy isn't fucked. Oh, Michael O, maybe you just don't have eyes. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine, folks, right? The funny thing is, if you put a Democrat in charge, I'm sure you guys would all be saying, oh, the price of gas went up 1 cent. By the way, links down below if you would like to read the articles that I link, everything we plan to talk about, especially the French government case against Nestle for contaminating these watering wells with their plastic bottles, and they were saying it's putting microplastics into everything. I highly encourage you to follow along with that. Level Plane, $10. Thank you for the super chat with a little lemon emote. Price of gas went down 60 cents. Where is that? That would be news everywhere. Just, you know what? Here's the thing, unbiased retort. Because you're not a liar, right? After my live, you can link the article to gas dropping 60 cents by you, because it would have to be reported somewhere, or you could just take a photo and you could post it on Reddit or anywhere, just to, you know, prove that you're not a liar, because I'm calling you a filthy liar. And you can post it. I'm here every single weekday, So if you'd like to show us proof of that, I think it was Michael O who said, you know, say something with no proof. It's always amazing the people who, with the confirmation bias, who are like, yeah, everything's fine, gas is going down. Meanwhile, they're just saying shit in the comments. So Again, for the troll account, if you'd like to post an article where saying gas has dropped 60 cents, because if it went down 60 cents, mind you, I've been driving a long time, that would be big news. Your town would gloat about that. So if you want to drop the article in the comments after this, go ahead. 60 cents. Remember, 60 cents of unbiased. And it's funny, now his comments aren't about that anymore. It's interesting. Interesting. I would like to see your 60 cents article. Gas down 60 cents, unbiased retort. Name your state and just share a news article or a photo. Not from Imager or Google Photos, but share an article because, you know, you're not a liar. You would never just come into a chat and say random shit out your ass, right? I love it. And then I love the other guy, Michael O, saying exactly what I'm saying about this commenter, where he's like, oh, saying stuff with no evidence. I'm like, you understand that's how your comments are working. But you're free. You're free. I'm on a fixed income. I don't need to prove the gas station that is a mile from my house. I love it. Oh, and now he doesn't need to prove anything. This is the adorable part about you maggots. You'll do anything to defend a guy who doesn't care if he destroys your town and ruins your life. And you'll do it just to try and do it. Like, you understand, you didn't have to open your mouth and say gas went down 60 cents by me. Just report on it. Just give us the proof. And then I'll apologize. I'll come on the live tomorrow. Make sure you hit subscribe and the notification bell. And I'll say unbiased retort sent me the link in the comments after I posted this video, and I owe him an apology because he wasn't a liar. But right now I think you're a filthy liar. A filthy liar with your troll account on YouTube. Michael O, my comment wasn't directed at you, and yes, we have some beautiful side streets. I thought yours was, because I was pointing out, and my apologies. Listen, I'm from fucking Massachusetts, okay? If I'm giving you a hard time, most likely I like you. You hear me, unbiased retort? This is how we communicate, all right? And that's actually not a joke, sadly enough. But Michael O, I bet you have some beautiful streets. I hope, I want to go to the Pacific Northwest so bad. But Michael, if you run a YouTube channel, post some images before this beautiful weather goes away. And we get I think he's meaning since Trump came in office, police cam reactions. That's not what he said, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, my point is, like, I think he's just lying. So many people come into this chat and they lie to simp for Trump, Epstein's best friend, by the way. Even if they're destroying communities across the nation. Even if Donald Trump is like, I'm going to use the military on American citizens. Like, just that alone. Some of the shit just alone, folks, should be enough for you to be like, fuck this guy. But instead you come in and say dumb stuff like gas is down 60 cents. I don't know, I drive every day and it's not that by me, and I'm pretty sure that would be a record, 10 cents a month, you know, if you're saying in 6 months. And all I'm saying is prove it. Prove it. That's it. Prove it. Prove it, bitch. Can you help me with my hair transplant? Victor, no, I think this is a big problem in America. Balding men hating on everyone. Look at the Tates, Tim Pool, all these insecure balding men. It's like, if you're bald, embrace it. Shave your head like Bill Burr did, you know, and just embrace it. Don't hate people because you're going bald. Hey, what's up, Tiara? Good to see you. Good to see you. I gotta go. Best wishes to all. Elena, salute. I hope you hit subscribe and notification bell. I gotta go too. I gotta go to the store. I gotta do some stuff. But I was having fun with you guys. Gas where I live hasn't dropped at all. Yeah, Russell, it hasn't for me either. It got down a cent and then it jumped up like 20 cents and now it's almost back to where it was like 5 months ago. So, and I'm only telling you that because I shop for the best gas price. So, I don't know, but I'm just trying to be honest. Because to me, it doesn't matter what Trump does. I don't give a shit if he made gas free. He's a scumbag. You know what I mean? Like, he's a horrible human. So it doesn't matter to me. Like, that's what I'm trying to get people to see. Like, these people don't work for you. They don't care for you. They're spending your tax dollars on things that are eventually going to be used as weapons against you. $7 in Norway. Beat that. Well, we'll try. We'll try level up. Just give Trump a couple more months and he'll get right on it. Time money, you sound broke and you sound like you worship money. Money ain't the end of all things, homie. And if you only listen to people who have a lot of money, here's some life advice for you. Listen closely. The people with a lot of money usually don't give a fuck about you. So stop caring about them. All right? Be kind to each other. Be compassionate to each other. Love one another. Try to make your communities better by being a better neighbor. Jesus said, love not only people who love you, but love your enemy. Jesus said, love your neighbor. And who's your neighbor? What did he teach us? Everyone. Everyone's your neighbor. So try to do that, folks. All right? Much love. Hit subscribe. You join me tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow. I'm going to play some clips of FDR tomorrow. We're going to have to do this from my computer where I can actually play FDR and prove to you with FDR's own voice what he meant the minimum wage to be and why people shouldn't be suffering and they should have multiple weeks of recreation, as he called it. But I got to play this for you because there's too many people out there hating one another, okay? All right, so hit that subscribe button, then make it the notification bell. We have a Discord down below. Everything I plan to talk about down in the description. I thank everybody for the super chats. Obviously, Crushed Ice, and then Level Plane. Thank you so much. Much love to you guys. I hope you've subscribed and hit the notification bell. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, CJ, Chief, Alma, Bendito, Jima, Solus, all the Elena, all the Renee, Diane Devine. I need a car. We need better walkable cities. We need good, reliable public transit. We need speed rails. But yeah, I need a car too. All right, much love. Hey, you know what? Go outside today. Find something that makes you laugh today. Do something for yourself today. Draw a picture. All right, pursue. Hey, there's Solus. What's up, Solus? Solus, good to see you. Chief, always much respect, much love. And if you want, join the Discord, reading material, stuff like that. But just do something to invest in yourself today. All right? Peace.